What's going on? It's Fight Season MMA, and today I want to do a video on just a fight preview of the upcoming heavyweight interim title of Tom Aspinall versus Curtis Blaydes at UFC 304 in Manchester. If you enjoy the UFC content, please leave a like and subscribe. 98.7% of my viewers are not subscribed, so if you want to support the channel, please go down and subscribe. And while you're down there, turn on the post notifications so you guys are always informed when I post a video. But let's get right into the Tom Aspinall versus Curtis Blaydes breakdown. Okay, so I wanted to do this breakdown because I think that this is going to be one of the hardest fights in the UFC heavyweight division for Tom Aspinall. We all know Curtis Blaydes is he's an American fighter, and he just beat Jailton Almeida in his last fight in pretty dominant fashion. In that first round, he got taken down, and he was having trouble getting back up to the feet. But in that second round, he was able to stop the takedown and land some vicious elbows, ultimately TKOing Jailton Almeida. Curtis Blaydes, we all know, is one of the more well-rounded UFC heavyweights. You look at someone like Taito Ivasa, Jairzinho Rosenstruck, Cyril Gane. These guys are all super one-dimensional in all their facets, mainly in the striking component. And you can even throw in Jailton Almeida in there for a grappling component. But Curtis Blaydes is one of the very few UFC heavyweights who has some striking ability on him, but who's also a great wrestler too. And I think that's going to pose a threat for Tom Aspinall because I think it's just going to make him have to stay on every single little facet of his game, being able to go through and just perfect every single little thing. We all know Tom Aspinall. He just beat Sergey Pavlovich at UFC 295 in Madison Square Garden last year in a knockout in about 1 minute and 7 seconds. And Tom Aspinall looked amazing in that fight. He was going up against a crazy power puncher, and I think he understood the dangers of going up against someone like Sergey Pavlovich. Pavlovich hits like a truck, so what did Tom Aspinall do? He was just in and out very quick, mixing up the leg kicks, making sure the range wasn't predictable, and he ultimately went in with the 1-2 combo to knock Sergey out. But how does a fight between these two play out? And that is something that I've been really questioning because Curtis Blaydes is a very good fighter and a very underrated fighter in that UFC heavyweight division. But I still think that Tom Aspinall is going to get the win pretty easily. I think Tom Aspinall is one of the best heavyweights and has, in my opinion, the potential to be the greatest heavyweight of all time. He is so well-rounded and has an amazing boxing skill set for a heavyweight. And not only is he a massive human being, he's also incredibly fast. He's probably one of the biggest UFC heavyweights behind someone like Alexander Volkov, who's 6'7", and Rebellis to Spain, who's also 6'7". But Tom Aspinall's got that weight behind him too. He's a 6'5" monster, weighing in about 260 pounds and moves like a flyweight. He's got every little thing for him in that category, and I think that's going to be a very hard thing for Curtis Blaydes to be able to recognize and to be able to strike with in that category. The other thing I don't like about Curtis Blaydes is you look at that Sergey Pavlovich fight, and he thought it would be an amazing idea to just stand and trade with Sergey Pavlovich, and he got absolutely slaughtered in that fight. You look at just Curtis Blaydes' IQ in some standpoints, and I think he wants to prove himself more on the feet rather than going to that wrestling, jiu-jitsu background that he is known for. But I do have Tom Aspinall winning this fight. I think it's going to be a very good performance in Tom Aspinall's home country and getting a win for his country in Manchester. I do think Curtis Blaydes, though, is going to pose a really good test for Tom Aspinall. I do think that this isn't going to be an instant knockout. I'm going to have Tom Aspinall by TKO in the second round, just because I think Curtis Blaydes is going to be in there. I think he's going to be very resilient, and I think he's going to possibly try to go for a takedown, and Tom Aspinall is going to get him to the ground. But I do see that this fight goes in Tom Aspinall's favor in every single category. I don't see one place that Curtis Blaydes is better than Tom Aspinall, possibly in the wrestling department, but you look at the striking department, which easily is in Tom Aspinall's favor. You look at the jiu-jitsu department, which is easily in Tom Aspinall's favor, and you look at the speed and strength department, which is in Tom Aspinall's favor. Ultimately, Tom Aspinall, I think, has the chance to be one of the greatest UFC heavyweights of all time. This would be an amazing stepping stone for him, beating Curtis Blaydes, who is a very well-proven UFC heavyweight and who's been in the organization for a very long time. I think this is a very impressive win for Tom Aspinall, and I do think Curtis Blaydes is one of the hardest fights in the UFC heavyweight division for Tom Aspinall, since how well-rounded he is in every single category. But like I said, I think Tom Aspinall gets the second round TKO as the co-main event of UFC Manchester. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Fight Season MMA. Please let me know if you agree with my prediction of Tom Aspinall versus Curtis Blaydes, or if you disagree, leave a comment down below letting me know either side of your opinion. Also, if you're watching this video, please leave a like and subscribe. We're on the road to 500 subscribers, and I would love to achieve that very soon. I've been receiving so much support, and I truly enjoy making UFC content. So if you enjoy listening and doing everything, please leave a like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you don't miss a video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys very soon with more UFC breakdowns and news.